Hey guys, welcome to VRAC. Today, I've been talking about this video for a while, and I'm finally doing it. It is tips and tricks to collecting video games, and a couple of tips and tricks to collecting Magic the Gathering cards. They're kind of the same thing. Whenever you're trying to collect, you're trying to find things on a budget normally. You don't want to go to eBay and pay the main price. So I'm not going to be talking about the easy way of just go to eBay and pay $200 for this rare game. This is going to be about building your collection, whether you've been collecting for a while and you're trying to think of new ways and new avenues to explore, or you're just getting into collecting and you have no idea what to do. This is going to help you get started and sort of figure out the best way to get the biggest bang for your buck, trying to get the most into your collection with the least out of your wallet. All right, so stay tuned, watch to the end, and we're going to go over quite a few tips and tricks. Now, the first thing that I think is basically the most important, if you're collecting video games, for one, you need to know if you want to collect only certain systems that you're interested in, or if you want to collect video games in general. So if you're just trying to collect a massive video game collection because you love video games in general, you love all sorts of systems, which is sort of like me. I like all sorts of systems, anything obscure, anything mainstream, even Xbox 360, which we'll get to that in a bit. I like everything, and I want a big collection of everything. Well, that's going to cost a lot of money unless you buy them at the right times, okay? So if you're collecting for certain systems and you only are interested in, say, Super Nintendo, then this isn't really going to be for you, this tip. The tip is watch when to buy games for what system. So there's a certain period in time when a new console releases and the old console is still owned by a lot of people, but they start to not make games for it, right? Well, that is not when, but the next step is when, okay? So right about the end cycle of, let's say, the perfect example is the Xbox One, okay? We're right at the end life cycle of it. It's still going to be around for another couple years, but Project Scarlet's coming out. Xbox One starting to enter its twilight years, and everybody's really interested in this new system. The people that still have an Xbox One are probably going to play the Xbox One for a while until some more games come out, then maybe get the Project Scarlet. But where really does that leave the 360? Well, for game stores like GameStop or VStock, which is a local store near me, a local chain, those 360 games are not very sought after now, but they got a lot of them, right? Because a lot of people bought them. They're all sitting around. That is the time to buy those games for those systems. Buy them up because every game is going to be dirt cheap. Places like GameStop have deals where, I mean, if you watch and be patient, you can find deals where you can buy games for like $2 a piece. They had a promotion a while back, and I took big advantage of it. It was Wii, PS3, and Xbox 360, which are the systems that are out. They've been out for a bit, and now people aren't really super interested in them. Well, you could buy 4 for $10. I think it was 4 for $10 if they were under $5. And then on top of that, I had PowerUp Rewards Elite. So if the places that you're shopping at have discounts like that, you might be able to stack that on top of them. I was getting games for like $2, and I just bought stacks and stacks and stacks, right? Because when games get to that point in the system's life cycle, there will be another point where people are nostalgic about them, but that's not going to happen for like another 10 years or so, right? So during this time, they just seem old. They don't seem old and cool. Prices are low. You buy them all up then, and then when you buy them all up, in the future they're going to go up, okay? That's like you can't go buy GameCube now. Because, well, you can, but you're going to pay out the butt for it. GameCube is now in that nostalgic time where everybody that played it when they were younger are like, oh man, I really missed that. I'm going to go back and try to buy them. Now they're sought after again, right? You need to buy and collect games when they're not sought after. Wii, perfect time to buy Wii right now. I mean, you'll find it, and not just at GameStops. This isn't just going to cover stores. This is also flea markets, garage sales, this is the time to pick them up there too, because they're going to be more abundantly available. People are now getting rid of them. They got the new system. These have been sitting around for a while, and to them, they're just taking up space. I mean, you can always get lucky at places like flea markets, garage sales for any sort of system, but you're going to see a big abundance more of like the Xbox 360, Wii, PS3 around this time in their life cycle. So if you're looking to collect in the long term, okay, that is when you start buying systems like that. And then, let's say in 5, hell, even maybe 6, 7 years, then PS4 and Xbox One. It's going to be a little bit older. The new systems are going to be in their stride, right? And that's when you're going to start wanting to look at collecting for those. So it's all about timing, really. You just need the key is to try to pinpoint the interest of the market, right? Now we're kind of getting into sort of the economics of it, but if you're wanting to collect on a budget, you want to look into the economics of it. Video games can become worth a lot of money, not as much as you see sometimes with these news stories, but some of the games, like RPGs, stuff like that, they can become pretty expensive, especially if they're for a niche console. So just pick up video games whenever they have the least interest in them for that type of system specifically. Over a long period of time, you'll build your collection, and you're going to have a lot of value, and you put barely anything into it. And you'll have a lot of nice games to play too, not just value. So another thing we're going to talk about, this is going to be a lengthy video, but it's going to have a lot of gold, a lot of information, okay? Another thing we're going to talk about is limited titles for collecting. Things like limited run games, special reserve games, places like that. Now, I know that those are really fun to collect for. I love collecting them myself, okay? But there's something that people don't realize when they collect them, all right? And we've seen this with limited run. Now, when you pre-order these, it's probably going to be for this print of this game. And I'm going to say that for a reason, for this specific print of this game. It's going to be the cheapest time to get it, is when the pre-orders are up, right? You pay like, what, $35, $50, depending on what the game is. And you get your pre-order in, you get a copy, great. If you like the game, cool. I don't see a problem paying $35 for a game that you like for a system that's pretty new. Pretty decent. I mean, I'm going to pre-order the Jay and Silent Bob one coming out for NES. $50, but I mean, I love Jay and Silent Bob. It's for NES, and for a game like that, it's probably going to be the only time that you can pre-order it or actually get a physical copy. But, and this goes for GameStop too, because GameStop printed Bendy and the Ink Machine exclusively, right? They did a limited print exclusive at GameStop, Bendy and the Ink Machine on Switch, Xbox One, PS4. That one went for high price for a while because it was exclusive to GameStop. You could only get it there. These limited run prints, these special reserve prints, they're exclusive. They're not. These prints are exclusive, okay? At any time, see, limited run doesn't own that game. If the people that make that game want to go and make another printing with another company or go a full-fledged, full retail release, they can. And the only thing that you got is the fact that you have the limited run variant. And we've seen this with Best Buy, which is, I like it. It's great, okay? I'm actually on the fence with limited run. It's cool to have those limited titles because you feel special having them. It's like, oh, this was hard to get. It's worth some money now. I didn't pay a lot for it. That's kind of like part of the feeling of collecting, is getting things for cheap that you like and seeing that they're worth more later. You feel like you got a deal. It's kind of the American spirit, getting a deal, right? Consumerism. So, man, I just went off on a tangent there, and now I got to remember where I was at. Yeah, so places like Best Buy, they print them off in big limited batches now, the limited run. Great, they're available for everybody. I'm for that. But whenever you were pre-ordering them, or whenever you were going and paying a bunch of money on eBay for them because you thought they were going to be limited, this is the only way to get them. They're not. Calm down. These games still have the rights. The people making them are the game's still relatively new. It might get printed again. All right, you don't know that. It's not going to be printed at this specific printing. So if you're really about like variants and it's a game you really like, sure, go ahead. But remember that you might be able to get it physically again cheaper or in the future. Not for that specific print, but I just wanted to put that out there for collecting on a budget, because I know that people get really into those. And if you're trying to amass a big game collection or even collect for specific things, don't get all caught up in that right away, okay? Now, where to find, okay? This is a tip on where to find video games for cheap, right? So, pawn shops, flea markets, garage sales. Those are what I like to call diamond in the rough places, okay? You are either going to go in and get a great deal on some awesome games. I mean, you could find a batch of Sega Saturn and the guy's asking $5 a piece, right? And you got some great games in there, sweet. But it's diamond in the rough because most of the time it's just going to be rough. You're going to go through and, not find much of anything. But that's what it is about. It's about putting in the work. So if you want to find good titles, you actually got to put in the work and find those deals. It's all about just going around. It's a numbers game at that point. But those are good places to find some good deals if you're starting out. Most people already collecting know that. Now, this one is really nice. I've actually found most of my deals from this lately, and that's store clearance events / deals. Places like Walmart, Target, and I didn't know this, but recently found out Five Below. Five Below sells video games, and not only do they sell video games, they sell good ones for recent systems. I saw a whole bunch of Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes for 3DS. Brand new, sealed. $5 a piece. You want to build a nice sealed collection? Go by there, buy every game that they have, $5, 2 copies each. One to keep sealed, one to play, if you're into sealed. I'm not really that into sealed, but that is a good way to build up your collection for the future, okay? And that's the thing, is you're buying now so that you don't have to pay more later when it becomes worth more. A lot of it is gauging. You got to realize, okay, what am I looking at here? Publishers, do they normally print a lot? Is this a game that might get reprinted again? We'll get into that a little bit later. But store clearance, sometimes it won't even be marked. I found a stack of Fable Anniversaries just sitting in the $20 section. And they've been there forever. I mean years at this local Walmart of mine. And I was like, man, those cannot be $20 still, right? They've been holding on to these forever. There's no way that these are still $20. So I had a price check. They were $5 or $6 a piece. Sealed Fable Anniversaries. That's like a $30 game sealed. So that's what you gotta do. You gotta keep an eye out. This has been sitting here for a while. It might be on clearance. Maybe they didn't mark it down yet. Sometimes the computers mark it down, and Joe Smo getting paid minimum wage doesn't feel like putting on the sticker, and I don't blame him. So store clearance and deals, check that out. Again, pay attention to deals like Target. Target has really good deals sometimes. And GameStop for those. Buy for $10. Those are really good. Now, online, you can find some pretty good deals on eBay if you scour and look out. But I haven't been able to find much lately. I mean, I find way better deals in person. Online is more for, like I said at the start of the video, if you're wanting to pay top dollar just because you want it. You don't even care if you have to budget. You don't care about this big collection. There's a specific game that you want it. I mean, eBay's going to have it, but you're going to pay top dollar, and I'd never want to do that. Who wants to pay top dollar for anything? Hell no. Give me the top quality item for like dirt cheap. That's how I like it. All right. Now another thing, and this could help veteran collectors as well as, new people. Just ask people. Ask your family. Ask your friends. Ask coworkers. Say, hey, I'm into video game collecting. Mention it. So that they know, oh, this guy likes to collect old games. Hey, I got an old box of Nintendo tapes just sitting in my closet or basement back home. I'm not doing anything with them. You want them? Yeah, all right, here, bring them to work. Thanks, man. Hey, I'll buy you a 12-pack for them or something. Cool, now I got a little Samson. Like, you never know, for real. I've gotten some really... I got a whole box load of stuff, right? And it was just a bunch of crap mostly, but then I look and there's a 360 console, a controller, complete in box CNET for Xbox 360, which was pretty dope. So that's all free, and people don't want this stuff half the time taking up their stuff. They're not collectors. They might end up throwing it out or just giving it away to a pawn shop or something. So just let your friends, family, co-workers know I collect games, talk about it sometimes, and they might bring it up. Or even say, hey, you don't got any old games sitting around, do you? Because I've actually found quite a few that way. All right, so another thing, okay, and this might get you a little bit in trouble at GameStop or something, but I have gotten free games countless times by doing this. If you're at GameStop and you notice somebody walk in, and this is mostly for GameStop because they don't really accept everything, right? There's a lot of stuff that GameStop will be like, nope, we don't deal with this system. They're more into retro now, so you don't get as many of these, but there's a lot of things they still don't take. They're like, nope, we don't take this game. We don't take this game. And we don't take this game. Or, you don't have the cable for this system. We're not taking it, right? And people are just like, well, I brought it in just to get rid of it. I've been shopping around GameStop. This dude brought in a whole tote of stuff, right? And he came up, more than half the tote they wouldn't take. And he's like, all right, well, I guess I'll just give it away to somebody or something. And I'm like, well, I'm somebody. Oh, hold up, buddy. I'm somebody. What is this? This is a bunch of original Xbox? Okay, let me look, and I look through, and I got some hard drives for 360. I got original Xbox games, and some of them were crap, but some of them were pretty good. And you know what you do with that crap if you don't want it? You can trade it to another game store. You can trade it to people you know. You could sell it yourself. Or, if you don't have it and you're just going for a big collection, some nice bookshelf to look at, just put it on the bookshelf. It's adding to your games. You might play it later, who knows? But that's some tips and tricks. Now, if I missed anything, or if there's anything or any other tips that you guys have, specifics that you guys use when collecting, go ahead and leave it in the comment section down below. Tell me what you do. What are some awesome scores that you have gotten from some of these tactics? Or, tell me if I've missed anything. If you like the video, go ahead and leave a like. Please hit subscribe. It's very important. I'm going to be uploading videos so often. And if you enjoy these, you want to be subscribed because there's some big news coming for the channel. I can't say anything just yet, but we're going to have some awesome stuff in the future. The videos are going to be going up. The quality is going to be going up. And might have some events. So go ahead, subscribe, like, comment down below. Let me know what you guys have picked up. Let me know any tips or tricks that you have for either veteran collectors or beginners. All right. Again, thank you for watching VRAC. You guys have a good night.